I'm Jack Hartpence, and I'm a compassionaut. And I'm here to talk about how compassion will build a better world. So I'd like to invite everyone here today to join me on a quick meditation. So please, if you could, close your eyes and breathe in and breathe out. In and out. Imagine you're driving down a beautiful wide open road. The sun is shining, the sky is blue, and you can feel the warmth of the sun on your skin. You're playing some of your favorite music on the radio. Now imagine you see a lorry coming at you. It's going 100 kilometers an hour. You realize you're going to die. Prepare for death. Where did your mind go? On August 23rd, 2017, that was me. I was hit by a lorry going 100 kilometers an hour. This is my car. It was cut in half. And as I prepared for death, I had one question. What have I done for the world, and what have I done for other people? Everything I had ever thought was important in my life evaporated. And all that mattered was answering one question. What have I done for the world? And to be honest, I was grasping at straws. I walked away from the accident without a bruise, but my entire worldview was fundamentally changed. What have I done for the world? Compassion is leaning into suffering. And when I had that moment when I got ready to die, I felt the world's cry that it was suffering. And I asked myself, what have I done to alleviate that suffering of the world and humanity? When we alleviate suffering of others, we actually alleviate the suffering of ourselves, and we create joy. Compassion is an elixir for the mind and body. War, atrocity. Everywhere that there is war, there is suffering. And everywhere that there is suffering, there is also compassion and altruism. As a human society, why do we focus on the atrocity and war and the suffering and not the compassion and altruism that come with that suffering? And what would happen if we didn't ignore compassion? What would happen if we leaned in to compassion? Well, I can tell you what happened to me. After the accident, I dedicated my life to compassion and to one of the world's most pressing problems in water. So from 2017 onward, I was investing into water social businesses here in Kenya, in Africa, and in South Asia, bringing clean water to over 200,000 people, alongside Nobel Peace Laureate Professor Muhammad Yunus. I moved to Mombasa in 2020 to build the most trusted water company on earth today called Powwater. And shortly after my time in Mombasa, I found one of my most trusted employees stealing from the company. Man, did it affect me. My blood pressure was racing, so much so that it got to 180 over 120. My hands were tingling, my feet were tingling. I thought I was having a heart attack. And the doctors did too. I was hospitalized in Mombasa. And the truth is, I was suffering. I was suffering because I didn't know if Powwater would survive. So, what did I do? I enrolled at Stanford to study compassion because naturally, I needed to fix the company and not myself, right? The company must be the problem. There's no way I'm the problem. So shortly after enrolling in Stanford, I had a profound realization. How could I build a more compassionate organization if I had no self-compassion for myself? So I stopped everything I was doing and focused on self-compassion. And the way that I did that was by monitoring my blood pressure, by finding unilateral virtue in every person that I worked with, by truly listening to them, by mirroring what they were saying back to them. It's an amazing exercise. Paraphrasing what someone's saying to you right back to them to show them you're with them in the present moment. And the results were extraordinary. I lowered my blood pressure by 30 points. And the thing is, I'm not alone. A recent study from the University of Pittsburgh showed that people that practice self-compassion have thinner carotid artery valves, less plaque buildup, are less likely to die of a heart attack, less likely to have depression, disease. And the only thing that this study monitored was, do you practice self-compassion? Do you have compassion for yourself? It didn't ask you, do you work out, what's your diet, etc. It's amazing. Now, is it so unfathomable that compassion can affect our health? When we love someone, they feel that love, and it makes them feel good. And it makes us feel good, right? That they can feel our love. So why is it not possible? Why do we think it's crazy that our body can feel our mind's love too? Compassion is an elixir for the body and for the mind. So after I leaned into self-compassion, I then opened a door to build a more compassionate organization. And the way that I did that was through a simple quality chat, getting a cup of tea with my teammates once a quarter, and in that chat, we're not allowed to talk about work. We talk about how are we suffering, we talk about how am I suffering, what our values are, how we want to grow, what our dreams are. And what we found is that compassion led to innovation. And here's how. When you sit down and you talk about how you're suffering with someone, you build trust. And trust leads to challenging. When you then challenge a teammate, it comes from a place of unilateral virtue, which leads to tremendous innovation. Here's what we saw. Number one, as a CEO, it's very important to realize there are two truths. There's a company truth, there's an individual truth, and your job is to find the middle ground to move forward. And the results were extraordinary. We started practicing compassion as a company in February of 2022. Since then, we've achieved exponential growth, higher retention, higher revenue, and teammates are more happy now than ever before at Powwater. Let me give you an example. One of my colleagues, Linda, has a brother in Nakuru with special needs. She's a customer experience associate. Typically, our customer experience schedule is one customer experience agent on Saturday and one on Sunday, which means Linda doesn't have time to go to Nakuru to visit her brother that has special needs and requires a tremendous amount of her family's time, attention, and love. Through a quality chat, I learned about this with Linda. So we changed our customer experience schedule, and Linda is striving more today than ever before at the company. As a CEO, it's very easy to get lost in small details and lose the big picture. But it's critical that we find the common humanity. Compassion is intertwined into the DNA we have. It's part of our human existence. Thank you so much. And if I have one thing I'd like to ask you, it's 1, don't ignore compassion. 2, get to know yourself. And 3, get to know someone else. Thank you very much. Asante sana.